So, lots of big changes coming up here in the month of December. Of course, we are entering into Sagittarius season here on the 15th of December, ushering in a new season. And Sagittarius is always about the future, looking forward, looking ahead, making new plans, going on new ventures. And so, this is an appropriate time with the Sun in Sag to think about the upcoming year and where your future and your future plans are headed moving here into the year of 2021. We also have a solar eclipse in Scorpio at 22 degrees of Scorpio happening here on the 14th of December. So we are here in eclipse season. Huge moment that we will talk about in your horoscope. And we have the big event that is happening on the 21st of December, the Great Conjunction that is happening in Capricorn at 6 degrees. So, yes, this is from a sidereal perspective. And for those of you who are new to this channel, you are probably familiar with me going through the tropical astrology. Huge shift that I've decided to go through here as I have meditated and tuned in with my guides and have come to the final decision to switch to Sidereal. And if you are interested in a birth chart or any of my services, I am still offering it in tropical astrology. So I'm not here to force or sway your decision or choices in terms of the system that you are using. But for the remainder and moving forward here with this channel, I will be using Sidereal astrology. And so, if you want to know more about this Great Conjunction, go ahead and check out my video on the Great Conjunction in Aquarius. Of course, I will be talking about it in terms of it being in Capricorn here in this horoscope. Also, if you are interested in my astrology class, it is available on Udemy, on Patreon, and it is also available in the private Facebook group Astrology Lessons with Daquan Jones. Also, feel free to check out my blog and to join the free group Astro Metaphysical Love and Light, where you can share any of your spiritual wisdom, motivational advice, or simply just positive posts in the group to spread some light and joy. Much needed as we have been going through this difficult and complicated time here in 2020. And things are shifting and looking different as we're moving ahead. We are shifting into a number 5 year, the number 5 correlating with the planet Mercury, as there will be a lot of interesting shifts and changes moving ahead and plenty of opportunities. Once again, keep in mind that even though we are in this state, for those of you who are continuing to work and move forward and to take on new ventures, this is your time for success and opportunity to pour in as we're shifting ahead into this number 5 year. Also, this is us moving ahead into the year of the ox, where yes, hard work and discipline is needed. Remembering that the ox was the one who supported the rat who ran the race. So this is your time to support your dreams, support your goals, keep pushing forward, not allowing the state or the situation of where you are at to stop you from pushing ahead. So lots of new shifts and changes that we are seeing as we are moving ahead here into the next year. Hey, Sidereal Libra, and welcome to your December 2020 horoscope. So, this is a huge time of success for many of you. We are starting off this month of December with a moon in Gemini coming off of a full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus that we just had on November 30th. So, this has been a full moon lunar eclipse that took place in your eighth house. where this has been a huge time of money, of resources, of partnerships. With this full moon lunar eclipse, you may have received gains through this time, or you may have received close connections, people coming to you for advice, people coming to you to give you money, people coming to you for your services, for your help, for your assistance at this time. Also, moving forward here, we are sitting here in Scorpio season where the sun is highlighting your second house of finances, of possessions, of family legacy, the second house of the things that you hold worth in, the things that you hold closest to you. And so this is a huge time of the focus being on money, being on resources, being on security. And so, for many of you, you may be working very hard at this time. You may be very proud of your accomplishments at work, with your business, with your finances, with the way that things are growing in your life. This may also be a time of your connection to your father or to elders or teachers at this time, giving you fatherly advice, giving you assistance in understanding how to maintain secure, how to maintain financial security moving forward. We also have on the 10th Venus entering into Scorpio. So now this is Venus, the planet of pleasure, of beauty, of joy, coming into your second house of, once again, money, possessions, resources. So this is a huge time where you can gain money, you can gain resources, especially as Venus is your chart ruler. It is ruling your first house along with your eighth house, where money, possessions, where wealth is a huge thing. Many of you with Sidereal Libra risings are extremely magnetic, drawing resources, drawing people towards you with that Taurus eighth house. So huge. There's Venus coming into your second house where your business can go very well. You can receive money, you can receive resources, you can find happiness with your family, you can find a sense of security and comfort at this time. On the 14th, we have a solar eclipse that is also taking place in your second house. So the big highlight for you is money, resources, possessions, your family, right? This is a huge time of how are you expanding your values and your resources. And so with this solar eclipse coming into your second house, this is a time of evaluating what are the possessions, what are the attachments that you don't need. Because remembering that we are in an eclipse season, which is about intense changes, right? Releasing, letting go, moving forward into a new direction. And this solar eclipse, of course, being about coming into the light, right? A solar eclipse happens during a new moon, a time of total darkness that births us into the light. And so this is a huge time of enlightenment, of truth, of opportunity coming out of your resources and your possessions. And so what is it at this time that you are materially attached to, or that you are materially worrying about, that doesn't serve you, and where does your focus actually need to go in terms of your values and your resources at this time? Moving forward on the 15th, we are shifting here into a new season. Of course, this Scorpio season has been about entering into the darkness as we are shifting into the winter season now. We're going into this intense place of darkness, of the cold, of the unknown, right? This is a time of deep reflection, of going within, of doing the healing, the transformation, the work that's preparing us to move forward. And as the sun shifts into Sagittarius, this is now shifting our focus on to the vision moving forward. Where are you headed with this sun in Sag? And this is a sun entering into your third house, where the focus now is coming into your social interactions. It's coming into your business dealings. It's coming in your relationships with neighbors, with friends, with siblings, right? This is a huge time of coming together with family, coming together with the people that you care about, making those social connections, as this is taking you into the next year. So, for many of you, this time of year is a huge time of finding those connections in your life. Now, on the 17th, Mercury also joins the party in Sagittarius. And so Mercury is very happy here in the third house, once again, where this can be about business, this can be about friends, this can be about your siblings, your relatives, right? This is a time of social interaction. This can also be a huge time of networking, bringing in new ideas, new business dealings that can bring you more money and finance into your life. On the 21st, we have the Great Conjunction happening in Capricorn at 6 degrees. So this is happening in your fourth house. And that Great Conjunction, of course, has already started to take its effect as you have felt this shift of Jupiter and Saturn in your fourth house, where this has been all about family and connections. How can you feel connected to those around you? Some of you may have faced difficulties in terms of actually gathering with your families over the holiday or finding those connections with those relatives that you wanted to connect to. With Saturn there, slowing things down with Jupiter, remembering that Jupiter is debilitated in Capricorn. And so, even though this is a happy Jupiter coming into your third house, it is strongly debilitated and weakened. And so this is one of those moments where you can feel the social connection starting to take place very slowly, slow build as you are trying to find these connections, trying to feel connected and a part of something at this time. And this may be a time of year where you're used to planning parties or planning outings with your family, planning to put the family together. Maybe you are the cook. Maybe you are the organizer who plans and puts together your family gatherings during the holidays. And so this Saturn could potentially block or weaken that ability to bring others together at this time. But slowly you are making these social connections. So maybe for some of you who are unable to make those connections in person, you're finding ways to do it online. So this is a huge time of, once again, finding that happiness, finding that joy in your connections, in your relations. Now, moving forward on the 23rd, we have Mars entering into Aries, and you have felt the effects of Mars and Pisces in your sixth house for a great deal of time now, as it has come out of its retrograde on the 13th of November. And so this has been a huge time of pioneering in terms of your work, in terms of what you are building and creating, in terms of the obstacles and challenges that you can overcome at this time. But as Mars moves forward, once again, the focus becomes upon relationships. How can you improve upon your relationships? How can you make better connections at this time? And so Mars coming into the seventh house can bring up challenges and obstacles in terms of connection. Once again, you may face difficulties in terms of bringing the people together that you want to connect to. Some of you may even find strifes and difficulties in your relationships, as this is Mars coming into your seventh house of marriage. And so this is a huge time to remain in control, to remain in a place of compromise where you can work through these issues that come up during this time. Also, on the 29th, we have the full moon entering into Gemini, and this is a full moon that is happening at 3 degrees of Gemini. This is a full moon happening in your ninth house of higher learning, of education, of traveling. And so for many of you may have been thinking about traveling. Hopefully, we are being cautious and safe during this time of COVID, but this can be a huge time of opportunity in terms of traveling, maybe in terms of thinking of traveling in the future, your future plans with this ninth house. And so, huge time of thinking in terms of the future, in terms of travel, in terms of learning. Maybe some of you are thinking about taking a class or taking a course coming up in the next year. Or maybe you are graduating coming to a completion in your courses coming up in the next year. So this is a huge time of culmination in terms of your future goals, your higher education, traveling, planning ahead, looking into the future. Last thing here for those of you with Libra ascendants is Pluto entering Capricorn on the 30th. Last major shift, and this is Pluto joining in on the party in your 4th house. And so this could be a revolutionary time where maybe you are finding family secrets that you didn't know about, or you are finally getting to interact with others. You're finally getting some breakthrough news about a family member. So this is a huge time of truth coming to the surface, right? With Pluto dealing with hidden things. A lot that is coming up here with this Pluto entering into your 4th house. Now, the card that came up for those of you with Libra ascendants is the 2nd house of owning. Once again, huge time for money, for possessions, for bringing in a tremendous amount of worth and security into your life. So that was your December 2020 horoscope for Libra ascendants or moons. Once again, more so for your ascendant as we took a look through your houses. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any future content. And of course, if you enjoyed this, if this was helpful to you, make sure to hit that like button and feel free to leave a comment below. Also, if you are interested in any of my services during this time, make sure to check out my description box down below. There's also a free blog and there is a free group where you can share all of your love, your joy, your spiritual wisdom, your gifts, your talents, all in the group Astro Metaphysical Love and Light. So that will all be down below in the description. Otherwise, I hope you all have a great day and a great December. I will see you in the next video.